So we're talking about Brazil's representative to Miss Universe, Julia Horta, and Thailand's representative, Pawansira Druin. Her other name is Fasai. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But yeah, they're two of the biggest frontrunners for Miss Universe 2019. And so this is really exciting. It's less than a month away. And so this is just a direct comparison between those two, comparing, their different attributes and traits, and it's not even really too much of comparison, it's more of a highlight. So I'll be doing more of these videos like leading up to Miss Universe. So we'll start comparing them first with their evening gown runway walks. Evening gown is obviously one of the best parts of the pageant, if not the best part. It's one of my favorite parts. I think my favorite at Miss Universe particular is swimsuit, but I love evening gown. And I've seen Pawansira in evening gown at Miss Earth and of course at Miss Universe Thailand earlier this year. And she is spectacular. Her walk is so regal. She commands the stage. She has great personality, but she still has something about her she's regal but fun at the same time. So I really enjoy watching her on the runway during both swimsuit and evening gown, but evening gown in particular. So we know for sure that at Miss Universe she's going to be spectacular in evening gown, and I can't wait to see what she's chosen, and hopefully she goes with something a little bit more traditionally Thai, something similar to what Maria wore in 2017 or what Chalita wore in 2016. I loved those two gowns in particular. So something along those lines would be spectacular, because it would be just quite unique and she would stand out. But I think she would look amazing in almost anything because she has a really beautiful model body. So she's fantastic. And then Brazil's Julia Horta in runway for evening gown at Miss Brazil. It was good. But I wasn't, to be honest, particularly impressed by the evening gown presentation at the Miss B Emotion Brazil, or Miss Brazil B Emotion, Miss B Emotion Brazil, something like that. But I wasn't particularly impressed by the evening gown presentation. I didn't like the gowns. All of them were wearing like white gowns. I just didn't like how it was done. And I wish that they all wore different colors and was a little bit more highbrow and a little bit more creative with the gowns, so it was more of a pageant. It didn't feel very pageant-esque. It felt very, very ordinary and plain. And I think she still shone because she shows her personality on stage, Julia. But yeah, I really think that for Miss Universe she has to have a better gown. She has to have more command of the runway, better presence on the runway when it comes to evening gown, because if she doesn't, she's really going to be outshone. And I think MUO really wants someone who commands the stage and who takes your breath away when they're on stage, because that was the same with Catriona, obviously, with her lava walk, and that's the same feeling I got. I don't know about anyone else, but I got that feeling from Demi Lee Now Peters in 2017. She literally took my breath away when she came on that runway. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, she looks spectacular. It is flawless, and I can't imagine how amazing it must have looked in real life. And I'm thinking 2016, same thing with Miss France, Iris in 2016. The runway is so important, the evening gown is so important, and you need to command attention. And that is, I think, a weakness of Julia. No, it may be a weakness. She's obviously very seasoned with pageants, so she knows what she's doing, but I think it's something where she might be lacking, especially if you compare her to other contestants such as Thailand, such as Philippines, and the Asian countries in general. Indonesia as well is included in that. They've really mastered how to do evening gown walks well. They always come with great evening gowns themselves, and they just command the runway. They are. I have a pain in my arm, and I don't know why. It like started 3 hours ago. The pain is like here. If anyone knows what causes that, please let me know in the comments, because I'm so confused. Like, why is it painful? Swimsuit, I love Pawansira, sorry. I love Thailand. I'll just call it Thailand. I love how Thailand presents herself. I love how she has a great body, first of all, and just like an evening gown, she presents herself really well. I think her walk is strong. I think it's elegant. I think it's sexy. I think it combines everything you need for a good swimsuit presentation at Miss Universe. And same thing with Julia. I loved the swimsuit competition at Miss Brazil. Like, that was so fun. It was different, it was very unique, and there was something very laid back about it. It wasn't typical pageant, but it worked, and I loved her on the runway. She looked very effortless, she looked strong, she looked serious, all eyes on her, the crowd was really behind her, but at the same time it looked so effortless. It looked like she just does this all the time. That is so much power in the ability to do that. And so I think she's going to bring it in a major way during swimsuit competition, and I'm really excited about that. And then in terms of like photogenic and, you know, I think Pawan Suda has a more unique look than Julia, a more striking look, but Julia at the same time is beautiful, and I think she's so much more personable and she's so much more heartfelt. It took me a while to warm up to Pawan Suda because to me she seems a bit rehearsed, she seems a bit too prepared, and I think all pageant girls are rehearsed and prepared to a certain extent, but I think if it comes across that way too much, then it's a bit of a problem because people then can't connect with you as a real human being. And I think Julia has a little bit more of that, because that's how I actually began to support her and like her. Before she won Miss Brazil, when I was like looking through all the contestants, she was the one who caught my eye the most. It was her, and I think, I can't remember, I think it was Tokantaj. Those two like connected with me the most, and Sergipe, through their speaking, through seeming like real people and really connecting and laughing and showing personality. I think Julia has that in leaps and bounds, and so she is, you know, almost like a mile ahead of the competition when it comes to being able to express herself in a very natural and normal, personable way. So for me, both contestants are amazing. They are good enough to be in the top 5 of Miss Universe, and they are ones to watch out for. When is the preliminary competition? Is it on the 6th of December? So they are people to watch out for. I think, based on what I've seen, I think Julia would be better than Pawan Suda when it comes to interview, but unfortunately we don't see that. But yeah, I think that comparing the two right now, I'm leaning towards Brazil a little bit more than Thailand, but I'd love to hear what you guys think and which other comparisons would you love to see me do. Until next time, bye bye.